this is fantastic. I guess this is true, right? That this is the first time that all 7 user group products groups have been together in the same room. Is that true? You guys are really not excited about that news. I can see. You're really depressed. Kathy, do you have the advancer, the slide advancer? Or did you leave it up here? All right, someone track that down for me when you can. I've got it right here. I've got it. Don't worry about it. That's good. I got to up my meds too. Don't worry about it. It's important. Listen to me. Listen to me. This is important. This is significant. This is something. First off, you got to give it up for Kathy McCaws because, look, without her, this room would be empty. And what's weird about this, you're here for the first time together, and it's clear you don't even know how many of you are. You don't even have the right number. You came together and you're like, yeah, we're here. Yes, we don't fit. But that's exciting that you don't fit. That makes this presentation all the more exciting. Look, every year the poor woman gives up her NASCAR dream to come here and race around and take care of this used up group, this user group. This user group, not used up group, right? And instead, she's sacrificing and creating new worlds and new collaborations and a new dialogue, and that's what seems to be important in the utilities industry. And I say that because she told me to say that. But it is the first time that you're all here, and look, I think it's great that all 7 user and product groups are here, and that Kathy only knows why 4 of them are here, and the other 2 are here, and she doesn't know what the hell they do and doesn't care. But it's her dime, her dance floor, so let's get this going. I know that a survey is an important thing to have kind of a connection with your client base. I could do it without the presentation. I don't need the presentation. I like the presentation. That's my name. I don't know your name, so please tell me your name. 1, 2, 3. What's your name? Nice to meet you guys. Excellent. So, a quick survey just to reduce signal interference, because that's what you guys deal with, right? You're unappreciated, you're underpaid, and nobody knows what the hell you do, and they don't care. Right? You guys are like water and oxygen, right? Until they go wrong, nobody knows why they're there or why they, right? It's that kind of deal. So, you got to get rid of that signal interference. You got to create connection. You got to create connections by magnifying, who you are and what you do. You got to get the word out. Now, I'm going to reduce signal interference right here. I want you to, you can raise your hand or clap. Who here thinks I look a little bit like Snap off the Rice Krispies box? Anybody think Snap off the Rice? Some people are this gentleman's having a Krispies flashback right there. So there you go. That proves it right there. That's good. Don't think by bending down you disappear. It does not work. That's an interesting technique, isn't it? All right. You can clap or raise your hand if you think I look a little bit like the little guy off the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon. Remember? Remember what he said? He didn't want to make toys. He just wanted to be in the utilities world. That's what he wanted. Wanted to work in plumbing and electrical and all that stuff, right? So let's see what right there. That's hot, don't you think? Everybody's favorite, raise your hand or clap if you think I probably look a little bit more like Harry Potter after, where's Waldo? That's in there. I didn't realize that was in there. Where's Waldo? Okay, that one. How about here? That's a better. Harry Potter after an all-night bender. How about that one? Right there. That's right, yeah. Harry Potter after an all-night bender. All right. Don't worry, I thought, wow, here I am invited to the first, I'm the first keynote speaker, I believe, for this user group. And don't be nervous for me, because last week I was performing and presenting for actuaries and accountants. So right now, I feel like a 12-year-old at a Taylor Swift concert. A Taylor Swift concert, if that Taylor Swift concert had 360 Dilbert-looking men, about 40 excellent-looking women, a few Canadians, and the rest are Filipinos. That's what this concert would look like. Oh. Right now, the Filipinos are like, why the hell is he here? And what the hell does Hermie have anything to do with this? And I'm okay with that. Let me explain my purpose. You ready? I'm here to underpromise and underdeliver. I mean overdeliver. No, I mean deliver. I am here to share with you the power of low expectations and minimum results. I like the fact that half of you are looking at me like he stared at me when I said, let's get this PowerPoint presentation on. And the other half are like, oh, that's pretty funny. I get it. We're going to bring all of you together in one group of aha. It's going to happen, I promise you. But we're going to do low expectations because every user group needs a goal. And you know what my goal here is today? My goal is to only be slightly more entertaining than the training and integration of some Wham V2 software. That's my goal. Did I nail it? Did I get it right? Did I get it hot? Is that right on? All right, I know. Warning, presentation in progress. It's hilarious that Kathy gave the audience a cell phone policy, and her cell phone just rang, by the way. I love Kathy. I just think she is a special person. She's obviously the conduit, the super connector of this group. I don't know if you know Kathy. Raise your hand if you know Kathy. Raise your hand if you know Kathy. Raise your hand if you recently, keep your hand raised, keep your hand raised. Keep it raised if you've recently spoken with Kathy. Was it a short conversation? Because if you have to get to one of those breakout sessions, know if you're talking to Kathy, you might be talking about the Penske Museum for the next 4 hours, but that is going to be way better than talking about the advantages of BPA scripting and deployment. All right? Look, and I'm sorry, I know that hurts Troy. I'm sorry. But as far as the cell phone policy is concerned, look, I say don't turn them off, turn them on. You got an Angry Bird itch you need to scratch, you scratch it. You want to crush some anger, you want to crush some Candy Crush, you crush it. You want to get on YouTube, Instagram, you want to videotape this thing and make this thing go viral, you tell me, is this going to be like Oracle user group gone wild? I doubt it. But let's see if we can make it happen. If you want to try, I say you videotape this and let's get the message out. Let's not keep the message in, right? I mean, this is the new world that you're in. You're in the world of people having selfies with their plumbing, with their water, with their squirrel chewing through the electrical wire. We can communicate at speeds that we've never been able to communicate. So the responsibility is no longer in the realm of this monologue, this slow script where I say, here it is, and now it's coming to you. No, it's now, it's here, it's past, it's gone, and then we have to catch up to it. So I try to create a presentation in that very spirit. It is reflective of the dynamic of the energy, pace, and speed at which we have to adapt to. I wanted to say, look, I was looking through the book, and wow. When I read the breakout sessions, I first want to say, whatever you get paid, you don't get paid enough. Because you have to learn some very difficult things that other people don't understand. And even if you don't understand it, you have to trick people into thinking that you do understand it. And that's why you don't get paid enough. All right? Secondly, let me say, I read the different breakouts, and look, there are concurrent sessions here, and I just want to say, how do you choose? You got advantages of BPA scripting deployment, and then you got upgrading Oracle utility applications, UAF, CCCAM, WMV, WMD, CGG, ODM, benefits, lessons learned, and considerations. How do you choose? Not since Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz came out in the same week has there been a more difficult decision. Not since Milky Way and Snickers, not since apple pie and cherry pie. I don't know how you are going to do it, but you are going to do it. You are going to sit in those sessions and you are going to listen and pretend to care. And that is fascinating. I mean, I know you're going to do it, and I know there is a dialogue, and I know there's important information. I know there's a collaboration, almost a collaboration here, one in which you're sharing like-minded information so you guys can all move at the speed and integrity and transparency that you want to ensure speed, integrity, and transparency. But let me say that if I ever found myself in a program called Upgrading Oracle Utility Applications with those letters, and then benefits, lessons learned, and consideration. Let me say, if you're there and you have problems, let's say sleeping, and you're not capable of taking a nap, just know that a Luna Nesta or melatonin is never going to do the trick. If I found myself in any one of these presentations and I found out that I only had 3 hours to live, I would download the PowerPoint and rewatch that PowerPoint because that would be the longest 3 hours of my life. Does that make sense, Kathy? Can I take a drink? All right. Please raise your hand if in the last 2 weeks you signed up for the user group conference here. In the last 2 weeks. You didn't sign up early, you signed up late. Raise your hand. Raise it high. Raise it high. Raise it high. There, there. Get them, Kathy. Look, write them down. Go get them. What the hell's your problem? Can't you click a link a little earlier? Try Jan 1, not March 1st. How about that? Look, you have no excuse. You have no excuse unless you are working for the utility group of Flint, Michigan, or some PR in Southern California gas folks. That's your only excuse. If you're there in Flint or Southern California, then you show up late and we give you a hug. All right? All right. Look, Tuesday she booked a back room of TGIF. Today she had to book this room, all right? So help her out next year, all right? Let's see what we got here. All right, we're going to do this. I want to celebrate this kind of coming together. It is exciting. And we're going to do it by asking you to stand. I want you to stand up if you have been, I believe the first user group, help me out, Kathy, when did the first user group start?
2009.
Yeah, 2009. But they've actually been gathering since that nuclear power plant. Yeah, right? So if you've been a part of any user group kind of sharing information about the utilities industry for more than a decade, I want you to stand up. I want you to stand up if you're a veteran. More than a decade. More than a decade. More than a decade. Now, you ready? More than 15 years. 15 years. 15, 15, 15, 20, 20, 20, 25, 25. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to celebrate the Obi-Wan Kenobis of user groups. Wait. Gail, please turn around and give us some sage, wise wisdom. Oracle of Delphi. It's Oracle of Delphi, all-knowing body of knowledge. Do you get that joke? You don't, and I don't even care. But anyway, Gail, what advice would you give as a sage, wise Obi-Wan Kenobi of the utilities industry?
1 year just kept leading to the other, and that's why I'm still here.
No pain, no gain. I think that's what we're talking about. Gail, that was wonderful. No, I'm not going to let you go, my friend. I saw you back here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my participant. This is my friend, Wilford Brimley. Let us know. It's Peter Kamensky. Peter, sage, wise, or non-wise advice. Any thoughts?
Don't get stuck in the hot tub with Kathy.
See? I knew he would bring it. I could tell right there. There was no doubt in my mind. Do I have a pick to click or what? All right. Where are my new friends? Maybe first year, possibly. Is there anybody here who is a new attendee of the Oracle user group? Please stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. There we go. Thank you. Remain standing. Remain standing. Remain standing if this is your last year at the Oracle. You're done with this crap. You're going to get that digital resume up on Craigslist. No, I mean LinkedIn, not Craigslist. Well, Craigslist, that would be the thing connected with Kathy in the bathtub thing you're talking about, right? No, I'm kidding. This is getting unnecessarily spicy for the morning. I apologize. All right, what's next? Stand up if you've ever, oh wait, I have a few more. I can't believe it. I want you to stand up if you are not from the United States. We have an international clientele. If you're not from the United States, Come on, if you're not from the United, here's our international participants. These people get the furthest traveled award. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stay standing. Stay standing. Stay standing. First off, you're a woman. You have to stay standing. Secondly, here you are. You get the furthest traveled award. I think Oracle's going to give you dinner for two, a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese. They really pop for the big stuff. But look at, where are my Canadians? Where are my Canadians? Two Canadians. Oh, wow. Look at this. Very good. I'm surprised that you are standing so well. This is like a sobriety test for you people today, isn't it? This isn't a DUI. This is a conference UI, right? Very good. Well, congratulations. Thank you for traveling all this long distance. And look, I should have said, remain standing if you're happy to be a part of your own infrastructure, right? Rather than somebody else's infrastructure. So let's see who else is here. I want you to stand up and remain standing if you have an engineering background of some sort. If you have an engineering background of some sort. I don't care if it's community college and you just got enough engineering things under your belt. All right. Very good. I want you to remain. Did you not hand those out?
You didn't tell me to.
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Okay, very good. Give it to people that are standing. Just hand it to them. So, I want you to remain standing if you are holding a green card. Thank you, Kathy. That was really quick work. Next Oracle conference, I am going to come here early and do some prep. But nonetheless, thank you very much. So you guys work with engineering types. I thought you might get a kick out of this. If this is you're an engineer if. Where's my number one? You're an engineer if number one. You gotta, oh, look at that. This gentleman cueing me and giving me an indication. Sean, thank you so much. Wham, right here. You're an engineer if.
When you come across an acronym you don't understand.
Did you ever hear that? If you come across an acronym you don't understand.
You can't move or talk until you know what it stands for.
That's right. They seem to relate. It worked really well. Sean, way to go. Thank you very much. Number two. You might be an engineer, my good friend. My good friend Mark, turn around. If.
When your GPS says recalculating, you immediately think, this thing needs a software update because I know where I'm going.
That's right, baby. You ever meet an engineer that doesn't think he's right? They don't exist. That is not. God and engineers, they live in the same car, right? That's right. I know this thing is wrong. I am right. I actually have that conversation with my wife. When we make a wrong turn, she has a different tone than the GPS does. When I make a wrong turn, my wife is like, what the hell are you thinking? And I say to her, why can't you be more like my GPS lady? When I make a wrong turn with her, all she says is, recalculating. Like, why can't we have that relationship? Number three, you're an engineer. 3 or 4, I think. 4, number 4, you're an engineer win. Tom, let her rip.
When you lose the Pinewood Derby and you accuse your competitors of patent law infringement.
I like that one. That's my personal favorite. Number 5, I guess we're on. Thank you, very good. Number 5, my good friend Jean Marie. You're an engineer win.
When close friends and family have stopped asking you to explain what you do at work, and if somebody does ask, they leave the room while you try to explain.
That's good. And I believe we have, what's your number? Your number 3. Yeah. Don't worry. 3 sometimes follows 5. It happens. All right. Is it Kyrie? Kiri. You're an engineer win.
When your kids dominate in the Pinewood Derby contest because you taught them to use a CAD package and a wind tunnel to optimize design flaws.
That is perfect. You are the perfect person to present that, by the way. Thank you, my friend. I like that. CAD package to optimize the Dave. You'd like that one, I could tell. All right. I got Dan, right? All right, Dan. Last but not least, you are an engineer win.
Someone says T and A, and you think temperature and area.
That's right. Thank you. Give everybody a round. Round of applause. Yeah. So I know one thing that utility groups need to manage, and that's worst case scenarios. You need to manage problems that you have to anticipate. You need to manage when things go wrong, even if you didn't want them to go wrong. And part of that has to be done with humility, courage, and deference. So we're going to continue that battle today. Stand up if you've ever gotten a speeding ticket. Just be honest. If you've ever got a speeding ticket, stand up. Now, two. Remains 2. Stand up if you've done 3. Remain standing 4. Remain standing 5. 5. I would expect Kathy not to sit down ever. She's probably driving on a suspended license, let's be honest. But you can drive fast. 5! I didn't know the Oracle group used town cars to get to work. That's fine. Your utility user group is very, very impressive. All right, sit down, you speedsters. Let's see what's next. Stand up and remain standing if you've ever hit a deer. If you've ever hit a deer. 2 deer. 2 deer. 2 deer. 3 deer. 3 deer. Pam, ladies and gentlemen. Pam, you were standing up during the speeding tickets too, weren't you? I believe you were. No, just 2. 2 speeding tickets, 3 deer. Where the hell do you live? Is this how Pam hunts? Apparently this is how she hunts. She gets the rent-a-car, she buys the insurance, she gets the dims on, poppity pop, 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 boom, boom, boom. Honey, we've got dinner tonight. All right, Pam, what happened? Where did it happen, and why can't we go there?
Salt Lake City was Utah.
Salt Lake City. How many, and are they still alive?
I've actually hit 4.
4. She's like Dear Mageddon. This is really, wow, 4. And was it all at one time?
No, 4 different times.
4 different times. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you keep that Excel spreadsheet and you send it to me later, okay? That is fascinating. Pam, congratulations. You are the most aggressive deer hunter in the room. All right. Part of the job that you have, and we already met one of our sage wise Obi-Wan Kenobis, is to mine information from people who know where gas pipes are and you don't. Part of the job is to ask maybe questions that you don't think are even important. And I would assume that that is very tricky. And as you navigate those murky waters, you will have to ask questions that are even uncomfortable. But technology is assisting you, as it's never assisted you before, in providing quick answers. And with that technology has a new responsibility. So this isn't going to be a technology issue. This is going to be me asking you an uncomfortable question. And this is kind of difficult, and it's challenging, and I'm okay with it. But I want to know who in this room here, doesn't have a middle name. I want you to stand up. Stand up, Pam. That's why she hit so many deers. She's angry at night. Her parents didn't give her a name, and she takes it out on the deer. Stay standing, my dear friend. Uma. Now look, I found out a friend of mine didn't have a middle name after knowing him for 25 years, and that, to me, is grand larceny of connection. All right? Now what we're going to do here is a very fundamental experiment, and I think it's worthwhile. We're going to ask someone in this room, I was going to ask you. So first off, this is difficult. I want you to empathize with them, because that's part of the problem with the utilities industry in and of itself, is that you have to have great empathy all the time. And that becomes kind of a cognitive dissonance, if you will, or a learned helplessness, because all you deal with are crisis management. All you deal with are worst case scenarios. And so to increase empathy, x-axis, y-axis all the time at the same level is a challenge, and one that we need to meet. So I'm here for you saying, look how sad it is. When they get to that, what do they put there? What do they put in that box? What do they put? What do they put? None? Imagine the pain they feel when they get to that middle box and they don't have an answer. What do they put? My parents didn't love me enough? Is that why you wanted to sit down, Uma? I'm okay, okay? You're okay. Look, come here. I love you, Uma. All right? Very good. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you, Pam, I love the fact that you're still standing. I appreciate it. I would like you to shout out if you have a middle name that you don't particularly care for, that you've never liked. You think it might be, in fact, the worst middle name in the room. I would like you to share it with me. Kathy, what's your middle name?
Crass.
Crass. We may have a winner. I'm not sure. I mean, come on. I mean, let's pick a couple. Crass is good. There has to be in this room somebody else that has a middle name that they don't particularly think is the most fluid, phonemic thing that they enjoy saying every time someone says, what's your middle name? Say again. Francis, George, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Francis, George, Crass. All right, Uma, stand back up. I would like you to share with people your new middle name. Turn around. No, more audiences here, so let's do that. So I would like you to use your first name, your new middle name, and your last name, and let them hear it and say it proudly.
What is it?
Francis George Crass. Francis George Crass. So, Uma.
FGC.
FGC. True. You must. Are you an engineer? You like acronyms? Sit down. Sit down, Uma. Thank you. So I've already touched on technology. It's flawed, and we have to remember that. No matter how sophisticated it is, no matter how great it is, no matter how much it costs, it is always flawed because it's connected to humans, and humans are also wonderfully and beautifully flawed. The problem is people don't accept those two connections. We separate them, right? Well, the technology is supposed to be perfect, and along with the person working the technology is always supposed to be perfect, and we know that those two are statistically improbable and probably impossible to sustain. So here's my example of why it's very difficult. Voice-to-text changed my life. As a dyslexic playwright, I don't write very fast on text, but I want to connect with my nephew who can text about 187 words per second. So I use voice-to-text, but guess what? I stopped caring that voice-to-text isn't perfect. You've probably seen this meme, haven't you? I think I have alcohol poisoning. What do I do? Voice-to-text said, I found 7 liquor stores fairly close to you. So we know that technology is flawed. I try to stay connected with my nephew. I'm fearful that for some reason I didn't save the right PowerPoint. So there actually may be an error on this, which is kind of wonderful and kind of metaphorical in this particular point. So I'm managing expectations. Because I have this one slide that I'm particularly proud of, and I'll be disappointed if it's not there, but if it's not, we're going to move on, okay? These first two will be fine. It's the third one I'm going to be disappointed in. So I will text him, hey, can be there in a few, but what he'll hear, right, via voice-to-text is, way dandy chair if it flew, right? I voice-to-text my nephew, hey, how about some lunch? And what comes back is, and this is unfortunate, wow, butt fun munch. But the kid showed up, and that shows some real grit and spirit. Just like Pam, she would be there, I'm sure she would. Killing deer and eating some wild butt fun munch. But I let him know where I'm at, and that's what you guys have to do. The pressure on you to provide continuity and information as to where we are at with infrastructure and where it's not at is at an all-time high. I'm sorry for that, but that's the reality. So I let him know immediately. Can't right now. I'm in Phoenix speaking with some utility folks. What came back was very struggled. Pant height, wow. Simon, freaking with fun utility jokes. And I'm sorry for that. It took me 2 hours at 3 o'clock in the morning to think of that dumbass joke. Now I want you to applaud for that dumb card right there. I need validation. I need validation because I felt uncomfortable. And so I needed to find wiggle room in my discomfort. Now, I'm so glad we do have a growing number of women in the utilities industry because that is, wow, I'm so happy that I didn't have to participate in the MSNBC prison lockup percentage that I thought I was going to see here. So I'm very happy that you're here. But we know that women add a distinct advantage to any collective. We know that they add a different mindset, a different skill set. And they offer different insight because we are built a little differently. And the more we have all diversity in any intersection of any industry, the communication, the collaboration, the vibrancy of that industry increases exponentially. And you know that already. So I think it's important for us to find comfort in discomfort, right? Say the things that are uncomfortable. Say the things that we don't want to say. Say the things that we have to say. Pay the bad news piper immediately. Look, recently Donald Trump, he was ahead in the polls. My friend made a joke the other day. He's like, it was like there was 8 seconds left in the game, and all he had to do was hold the ball. And then he says the dumbest thing that anybody has ever said of all time. And we know it, and I'm not even going to bring it into the mix. But the stupid thing, and we know this about crisis management, is get ahead of it. Get in front of it. Immediately acknowledge and dismiss. Don't accept it as a part of somebody else's narrative. You know that to be true. And when you do it right, it's tough, but it works. It always works. It's an immutable truth. So I'm going to tell you about an immutable truth. We have 30 minutes left. I might not be able to get all this in. Let me see what else I got here. Okay, we got that and that and that. Oh, we're good. All right, good. Is there any way to click back on that to make that work? Thank you. Good job. All right. You are getting extra points. I'm going to talk a little about my own crisis management. Now, when you decide to be an entertainer, a comedian, a motivational speaker, an instigator, a provocateur, you might imagine that initially you're not making a lot of money. It takes a long time to make a lot of money. And I was excited when my wife and I got married because I thought, wow, she has a job and I have a job, and that means, guess what? Less money. I had no idea. I had no idea that math problem worked out like that, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, right, Pat? It worked out like less money, and we got ourselves into a little bit of debt. And what was weird is at first we were panicking, we were freaked out, but then I said, we have to solve this problem. The only way you solve this problem, and you know this, is with grace under fire, calm, and stillness. So I said to my wife, guess what? We used to be in a little bit of debt, and it bothered me a lot. Now we're in a lot of debt, it just bothers me a little. And it's because I'm like, what are they going to do? What? What are they going to do? What? Are they going to sue me? Put it on the visa. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Because I had hit the number. That's part of your job, is to use metrics to be accurate. And I had hit the number. So you have a number. You may not know the number, and that's tricky because you don't even know what the number is until you hit it. And then one day, you might be just like me, sitting there going through the MasterCard, the Visa, the Discover, the mortgage, the Amex, adding it all up and looking down and thinking, wow, I can never pay that off. I could work my entire life at the Oracle Group and never make that money right there. Honey, I'm going to Target, buying a flat screen and a TiVo. Follow me. Let's go. I'm having some fun. We also found out that things happen. Things change. When you are in crisis, things change. And they will never be the same. And you don't know they have ended or the crisis has ended until there's a story to tell. I have a story to tell because this crisis has ended in my life. The story is pretty simple. Guess what? When I got in debt, I found out that I had some new friends. I had a guy calling me twice a week. Twice a week he would check in on me. I have friends, I don't owe a damn dime. They never call. He checked in every single week. And he was pretty nice about it. He'd call up, he'd say, hello, Mr. Clue. This is John from Chase. I'm like, damn it, John, it's great to hear your voice again. Sorry I missed your call last week. Just been busy, out shopping at Target. What's up? He says, well, Mr. Clue, we see no payment to post your account for 17 months. And we are now becoming somewhat concerned. I said, well, I'm somewhat concerned about it too. What would you suggest that we should do about this? That's what he said. What would you suggest that we should do about this? I said, I got to tell you, I'm stumped. I'm broke too, so if you got any ideas, I'll work with you. He said, well, we're hoping that you might want to pay just a little bit of this off. I said, John, that's a hell of an idea. But how long have you and I known each other? I think you know that's just not going to happen. I said, come on, John, we got to work outside the box on this one. How about we put it on your visa, because mine's maxed out. Grace under fire. Discomfort increases bandwidth. The other gentleman did not have bandwidth, did not have grace under fire, did not understand the very simple concept of face discomfort and make it comfort, because he was awfully insulting in his tone and in his dialogue with me. He's like, hello, Mr. Clue. This is Jim from Bank of America. How are we doing today? I said, Jim, I'm fine, but it sounds like you need to go potty. He says, Mr. Clue, do you realize that you have a past due debt that if not paid immediately will have permanent and irreparable damage upon your credit rating? Are you aware of this? I said, Jim, I'm not only aware of it, I had a lot to do with it. He says, well, what then would you suggest that we should do about this? I said, Jim, I'm going to suggest that you do what I've done a long time ago. And that's let it go. You need to let it go and forgive yourself and move on. Because, Jimmy, my debt seems to be tearing your life apart. I said, you can't do this. You got to look at the good things you've done for me. He's like, what good things have I done for you? I said, well, ever since you and I hooked up, I got a salad shooter, a Solo Flex, a fruit dehydrator. I got an automatic kitty litter box, and I don't even have a cat. I love it. He's like, Mr. Clue, you simply do not understand that your debt is not our responsibility. I said, oh, I beg to differ. I got a card with my name on it and your name on it. Gosh, I think that means we're in this together. Then he actually tries a threat. He's like, what about your kids? I said, what? He said, what about your kids? I'm like, what about them? He's like, do you want to leave them with something like that? I said, hey, pal. You know what? That's a pretty good idea. Come to think of it, why should I pay it off if I can pass it on? That's what I'm going to do. That's my plan. I'm going to leave my kids my debt. That's a hard thing to do, to give them a lesson like that. You know how hard it is to teach a child a lesson of simple interest? It's not easy. You leave them their debt, they'll learn it just like that. But that's the experience we had. We eventually found our way out. We eventually moved on. We met interesting characters, and we tried to use grace under fire. I wish you good luck as you use grace under fire, too. Now, last but not least, as we head into our wrap-up, let's see if we have, yes. I call this the synergy sentence. This is an improv exercise. I've been doing this since I was 22 years old in Chicago at Second City, fourth graders. We even did it at the Department of Juvenile Justice in Richmond, Virginia for young men who made some mistakes, and we created a program that was trying to invigorate, create new narrative scripts with them, and show them that they had new collaborations and new instincts as well. With that said, we've asked Kathy to pick 6 or 7 lucky contestants to be a part of our improv experience and to actually try to build on this community, on this user group, and to remind us what is most important or least important. So would Kelly Rowland, Bob Walter, Blanca Marengo, you need to be walking up here right now. Kelly Rowland, Bob Walter from ComEd, Blanca Moreno, J.T. Smith, Raul Lucero, Gianna Barish, I think. And that is that Borish? From Portland, Pacific Northwest. That's good. So we have Midwest, Vegas, East, Philippines. Come on up here and stand in a line. I'll create, get in a line, a row, a line. Whoops, that's okay. Like, here, come right up here. Now, discomfort equals growth. I need, do we need an alternate? We have 3 people and 3 people not here. Apparently, someone had to go potty. That's fine. Who would like to step up and participate? Troy, you look like a nice man. Are you a speaker? No, sit back down. I don't want a speaker. I want someone. Sorry, Troy. I'm sorry. No, you've got Suma. Yes, absolutely. Uma. I called you Suma. I apologize. Francis George Crass. Okay. Very good. And let's go with you right here. Chris. Yes, very good. Now we got one last person. Kathy, you're just fun to have. Let's put you in this mix too. All right. Very good. So, very good. Here's the description of the game. It's pretty basic. You can use one word at a time. Only one word. Prepositions, nouns, adjectives, non-words like are acceptable.
They are not.
They are acceptable. They also, the rules are simple. Have fun, don't care, say something. What are the rules? Have fun, don't care, say something. All right. And together we're going to build a sentence. All right, let's see how this works. Here at the 7th Oracle User Group Conference, what's most exciting about this
This is peanut butter.
Let's start down here. One word at a time. I am very happy that you're here. It's very important to understand the rules and to break them as well. Thank you, Chris. What's very important is peanut butter. What he did brilliantly, though, is he said something, and clearly he did not care. Thank you. I'm serious. I'm very serious. That is the way to get this game started off on the right note, and I thank you for that. First time ever to get this many people together in one room, the Oracle User Group or Product User Group Conference. It's so exciting because
Patron.
Patron. Okay, what the hell is she talking about? I feel like you guys are using a shibboleth and you're like trying to hide something that I don't understand. And okay, I'm gonna go with it. Uma, do you understand what she said?
She doesn't know what Patron is.
Okay, you know what, Kathy, sit down. Sean, I'm gonna actually bring a speaker into the event. Wow. Very good. Well, we're so excited about this user group, this first time we're all together. The reason we're so excited about all of you here together in one room is because
of love.
Okay, of love. You know what? Damn it, I got to work with it. I just can't. Of love, I like it. Sean, of love. And.
Extra.
Curricular. Fancy. Well, was she waiting and studying while the rest were like, I like peanut butter. Okay,
Beverages.
Extracurricular beverages.
And
The man did his homework. And reliability. And she's got one tool in the toolbox, but damn it, she knows how to use it. Uma, keep that tool. Keep using it. It'll serve you well. And
Knowing.
Glittery. This is my multisyllabic, underappreciated phonemic specialist. Glittery.
Peanut butter.
Period. That's done. That was brilliant. That was really good. Really good, John. Thank you. The trick to this industry is that even when things are going right, we
have
many
Issues.
and
Still.
Risk.
meters.
The nonverbals are just intense. I love it. Risk meters. I'm going to go with it. I like it. Risk meters.
And gas.
Risk meters and gas.
Operating.
Systems.
And.
Love.
You know what? When things do happen to go wrong, and God forbid that happens, but we know that's a part of this business. When things do happen to go wrong, it's important for us to
Practice.
Practice.
Hard.
Hard.
Restraint.
Restraint.
And
And
practice more.
what?
Practice more.
Practice more. She stole your line. You totally took her. And practice more. You did good. Practice more.
Purple.
Practice more purple. Is that code for something I should know about? Practice more purple.
Flags.
Practice more purple flags.
Comma.
Comma. Good. That is good. Now we're inventing within the rules. If they can have a period, we sure as hell can have a comma. Comma.
Pause.
Pause.
But.
Then.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
We
Eat.
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Yeah, we had to go with that, right? I mean, you had to do that. All right. Last but not least, you guys have done fantastic. They have shown us discomfort, growth, and absorbing risk all at the same time. You know what? If my son or daughter ever wanted to be a part of the utility business, you know what I would tell them first?
Run.
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 Very.
Very
Fast.
fast.
Quickly.
Quickly.
out of here.
Out of here.
Now.
Now. And.
Don't
Lie.
Semicolon.
Semicolon. Don't lie, semicolon.
Sweet.
Sweet. Don't lie, semicolon. Sweet.
Government.
Sweet government. And. Sweet government and. Regulators. We deal with, let's do that one. We deal with a ton of regulation, and it's frustrating, but.
Run.
Run what? Run. Oh, run we.
Okay, okay.
Run and. You got the and. I'm telling you. Run. Or run. You could go run.
Okay,
Run. Wait, I get the idea back. It's about, we know that sometimes we feel overregulated, but, we should run.
And.
Run. Get.
Negotiate.
Get negotiating.
For.
For.
Peanut butter.
For peanut butter.
For peanut butter. Ladies and gentlemen, give this group a round of applause. My improv troupe, you are dismissed. Thank you, Blanca, Gianna, Sean, Oma, and my very, very instinctual alternate. You know what? This is nice. This did work out great. It worked out just exactly probably like your day happens. There had to be collaboration with my new friend. There was failure. There were accidents. There was joy. There was laughter. There was community. And there was peanut butter. But we are at a seismic shift, a new phase. You know it, you feel it, and it's a new responsibility that's huge. And the collaboration, the dialogue needs to be authentic and needs to be transparent, and you're headed into those sessions, and I'll tell you, if I had extra Adderall and Ritalin to give everyone, I would hand it out. But it's important. It's really important about what you're ready to engage in. And I just finally conclude that it's important to keep that community with you, close to you. You need good friends, you need family, you need faith, but you also need loser friends, and I'm going to explain why. And do not look to the left or to the right. You can't tell your loser friend that he or she is your loser friend, otherwise you hurt their feelings and you lose your loser friend. Do you understand the concept, Jason? You need a loser friend. So when you're having a down day and that squirrel chewed through that electrical wire and the entire system was shut down by a little rodent, you can call up your loser friend and say, tell me what's going on over there because your life always sucks worse than mine. And that person will call you and they will tell you their life and their problems and you're going to feel better about your situation. I have a psychic loser friend that every time I'm having a down day, I give a call. I'm like, Bob, I can't believe we're talking. He's like, why is that? I guess because I'm having a down day. Really? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, guess what? I'm like, what? He's like, I'm in jail. I'm like, yes! Fantastic. I will pick you up. But I've got a loser friend for each of you to focus on right now who you may not know exist. It's a gentleman who got beat up by a deer. It's on YouTube. It was on a Sprint commercial, and you got to see this. It's a deer on two deer sticky legs. He gets up there, and he's hoofing this hunter. He's hoofing the hunter. Anybody seen what I'm talking about? Yeah, he's hoofing this hunter. He's a loser is because he's a hunter getting his butt whooped by a deer. The deer is on his two deer sticky legs. Little sandpiper. You ever see your dad in the black socks, boxer shorts? Little sandpiper legs, just hoofing this guy, and he's all freaked out. And if you saw it, you have to think, what the hell happened out there? If you saw it, you know his friends saw it. So how does this gentleman ever walk into another hunter bar ever again? He walks in, he's like, well, howdy, gentlemen, how's it going? Well, hey, Bob. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hey, bartender, get Bambi a Shirley Temple on me. I saw this and it freaked me out because I'm like, what happened that causes a deer to just snap? This is a deer, a doe, a deer, a ray, a drop of golden sun. Do you know how ticked off a deer has to become to suddenly just snap up and freak out? You know, like, come on, you want a piece of me? You got to get Prozac on the salt lick and take care of that. We cannot have deer just popping up. He's got him in his sights. You want a piece of me? Here's what I found most amazing and most shocking, but it's absolutely true. And please, I know this is a part of the new selfie world, but it's an absolute fact. His wife filmed the attack. His wife, your husband is out in the woods getting... And your wife is, oh, this is good. Okay, let's see who's got the big hips now, cowboy. Oracle, user group, 7 of you all together. Fantastic. Congratulations. Have a great conference. Thank you for making me a part of your family. And as always, welcome back, Kathy McCaws.
Get on the plate.